burning so goddamn brightly. Tomorrow it might not be there, but till then I've got a cinnamon heart dissolving on my tongue, and I've got half a mind to up and fall in love. Is it a new start or just a sugar rush? Oh baby, don't ask me, just enjoy the candy. It's getting colder day by day, I don't notice. The sun goes down at 4 o'clock, but I don't mind. I got a fire inside me, burning so goddamn brightly. Tomorrow it might not be there, but till then I've got a cinnamon heart dissolving on my tongue, and I've got half a mind to up and fall in love. Is it a new start or just a sugar rush? Oh baby, don't ask me, just enjoy the candy. Ooh, just enjoy the candy while it lasts. 'Cause right now I've got a cinnamon heart dissolving on my tongue, and like the fool I am, I went and fell in love. To tell you the truth, it feels just like a sugar rush, so as long as it lasts me, I'll enjoy the candy. Your love on dark days is sweeter than any taste. I know this can't be good for me. Kiss me, let's ride this sugar high before I go. Can you still taste the cinnamon? Oh, and I think that's as good as it's gonna get. Every time I write a new song, I try to challenge myself in some way or do something that I haven't done before. And in the case of Cinnamon Heart, the thing that I wanted to do was write a song that used more of my chest voice, used more of the lower register of my voice, because I found that a lot of the stuff that I wrote ended up using a lot of my head voice, and I wanted to challenge myself to write something lower. And I think part of the reason that I hadn't was because the ukulele is a very bright, I have a soprano ukulele. I have a bright, high instrument. This is the lowest note on my ukulele, and it's not that low. In the case of this song, I'm not sure exactly what came first, but it was either, I think it was this strumming pattern emerged very early, and the phrase Cinnamon Heart. I wanted to write a song about fall, and I was writing it in the middle of summer when I just had this incredible longing for it to be sort of wet outside. I had this longing for damp pavement and red and orange leaves on the trees, and for that particular chill in the air that means that it's September. So we've got autumn, which was on my mind. That was my current longing. I had a desire to write using the lower register of my voice, and I had a strumming pattern that I liked, and I worked out some chords that I liked. Then I got time to be writing the lyrics, and I basically write lyrics on my phone. They just all go into my notes app, and I scribble things out and then slowly add to them, mess around with them, rearrange things. I tend not to delete stuff. It's just if I want to rewrite something, I just push those lyrics all the way down to the bottom of the note. And I write new ones up top, but I can always refer to the old lyrics if I need to. But in this case, I went back and I looked at my notes app and I remembered writing the song and I was like, I don't think that I had any sets of alternate lyrics for this one, which is not to say I didn't change the lyrics at all. I did tweak them a little bit, but in such minor ways, or I was tweaking as I was writing so that I never felt the need to sort of save the alternate pairs of lyrics. I went, oh, okay, what I've got here fits. So because I had such a particular longing for a feeling of autumn, and I think the autumn that I was longing for is different than the autumn we sometimes see romanticized. I mean, I think everybody sort of romanticizes the fall leaves and the pumpkin spice, but I wanted it to be cold. I wanted it to be wet. I wanted it to be like muddy outside. I don't remember exactly what my mood was on the day that I wrote this song, so I don't remember if I was in the thick of it or just remembering it. But I remember on good days, I know when I have them that they will not always last. Those days when I just feel sort of effortlessly light and like things roll off my back, they come and I enjoy them and then they're gone again. And I loved the idea of a cinnamon heart as like a fall candy, like something that you would have with a mug of cider. Is just sweet and spicy and it sits on your tongue. You know, when I'm in a good mood, sometimes that feels sort of like a sugar high, you know, and you're just riding it for as long as it lasts. And you guys may or may not know this. It is like my ambition every time I write a song to like write a great pop song. I feel like I'm a pretty good storyteller and I like songwriting, but no two songs I write ever turn out sounding the same. They always sound wildly different and they tell their stories in wildly different ways. And I keep trying to write something that I think could be played on the radio. So I was so happy with how this chorus turned out. Once I had the structure for my first verse, second verse could follow exactly the same pattern, so we've got more imagery. Instead of rain, now we're talking about the temperature and how early the sun sets. I know that it depresses a lot of people when the sun starts to set earlier and earlier, but it doesn't particularly bother me. It makes me feel kind of cozy, like I can safely retreat to home, and I love seeing the light displays that start to come out, especially as we transition into winter. And I think there is a sense of time passing, so we've sort of moved from our like fall leaves to our more sort of winter early sunsets. Sun going down at 4 o'clock is definitely more of a winter thing than a fall thing. And so our metaphor for the inside changes. Instead of it being this light, now it's a fire. It's like a hearth, a campfire. The song does not end on the chorus. It has that extra little coda at the end. Kiss me, let's write this sugar high before I go. And that final line, which I love, can you still taste the cinnamon? The song needed a coda at the end to sort of tie things together. And I love that it makes the cinnamon heart feel like the absolutely essential candy choice. And it might not be the first thing that you think of if you were comparing love to candy. Or maybe it would. Maybe the heart imagery would get you. I don't know. But I love the idea that the whole time we've got this chorus, I've got a cinnamon heart dissolving on my tongue. And then at the end, you fall in love and you kiss somebody and they can taste that cinnamon. It all just turned out feeling really playful and great, and it was harder to record than I thought that it would be. And part of the reason it's hard to record is because I am like pushing myself to sing in a place where my voice doesn't naturally sit, so that's a little bit challenging. But the other thing was trying to make it feel as casual as I want it to come across. I did about 6 or 7 takes of this song, and you can tell in a couple of the takes where I am just trying too hard. And this is not a song that's going to reward that kind of effort. It has to feel loose and free and effortless, like something sweet dissolving. So I just kept coming back to that closing phrase. Kiss me, let's write this sugar high before I go. I find it really funny that when I finally succeeded in writing the kind of pop song I wanted to write, I wrote it mostly down here in my chest voice, rather than it being sort of bubblegum pop up where a soprano might sing it. Because you could, I mean, I couldn't, it would be very uncomfortable, but you could sing this song an octave higher. The autumn rain is pouring down, but I don't feel it. So even when I try to write a pop song, there's gotta be something about it that makes it not quite as pop as it could be. But ultimately, I'm really happy with the way that this one turned out. And as I talk about how I wrote it, it just makes me realize how many different things are happening at the same time as I'm writing a song, and how many different sets of goals I'm trying to achieve. Like, I'm trying to do something new on the uke. I'm thinking about where my voice sits. I'm thinking about the kind of song that I want to write. I'm thinking about how I can capture a specific feeling through imagery, how well that imagery matches up with the tone of my voice, with the chords that I'm using. And while I can't claim that it's a perfect song or anything, it does feel like every lyric is really deliberate and that I wouldn't want to change anything about it. So my friends and fellow VEDSies, I hope you enjoyed this, our last Music Monday of VEDS. It's been an absolute delight to share some of my songs with you guys this month. And if there's anything I will be posting in the VEDS off season, it is most likely more music. So if you're into it, stick around. Wishing you a wonderful fall, and I will see all of you tomorrow.